All right, today we're talking about generative AI for images. And we're going to look at the main three types of use cases or usages of Gen AI for images. The first one is text to image. Here we have a prompt, generate an image of a wolf in a cloud, and the output would look something like this, a wolf in a cloud. Next one would be image to text. So here we've got an image and we ask about this image. What is this image of? And the answer would be something like, this image shows a red hot air balloon in flight. The number 12 is visible on the basket. So you can even extract information from these images like numbers and things like that. So it really can understand concepts and that it's a balloon in flight, not just on the ground, that it's a hot air balloon, not just a balloon like a normal ordinary balloon, and things like that. So it's very smart about that. And also the last one is image to image. So here we've got a car, a normal car, and we say recreate image in a futuristic style, and we get this same car or a futuristic version of this car. And somehow it even understood that it's a Mazda. Can you see that? Like, that's really cool that it would be, there's no Mazda logo on the car, but it understood from the shape of the car that it's a Mazda and put the Mazda logo on the output of the output image. Okay, now how does this all work? We're not going to go into a lot of detail. We'll just cover what you need to know for the exam. And this is diffusion models. It's one of the approaches for a generative AI for images, a very popular one. This is how it works. So basically here you have an image. And as we know, all neural networks, they need to learn, and then they're going to be able to produce results. So the learning happens in the following way. It's called a forward diffusion process. The model is going to add a little bit of noise to the image. It's going to add a little bit more noise, 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 and a little bit more noise until it's not able to see the image at all. And in the whole process, while it's adding noise, it's going to learn how to predict that noise. In each one of these steps, it's going to try to predict that noise from the based on what it's seeing, to predict the noise on the image. And by doing so, it will be able to separate the noise from image. The goal is to learn how to separate the noise from an image for this specific type of image. So for a dog image, it will know that this is how the noise can be predicted. Like once a noise is added, how noise is predictable on the image. Now, when it needs to generate something, it'll go the other way. So it'll start with a very noisy image, highly noisy image. But because it's learned for generally dog images and small dog images and big dog images and different kind of dog images, learn how to predict what the noise will look like. It'll be like, so if you say, oh, I want an image of a dog, you'll start by predicting, oh, let me predict what the noise should look like for this image. And then let me subtract that from the fully noised image. So it will subtract a little bit of the noise. Then again, it will predict what the noise should look like based on this image, because it knows, oh, when I saw a dog a million times before, the noise in general looked like this. So I'm going to predict that, and I'm going to subtract that. I'm going to subtract that. I'm going to subtract it. So it'll predict and subtract the noise until it gets back to the original, or not original, it gets back to an image of a dog. It won't be the original, it'll be an image of a dog. So that's how it works. I know this is very high level, but this is what they work with. They work with adding noise and removing noise to and from images. And so whenever you see on the exam the term diffusion model, think about image generation. That's what they're used for. Here's a quick summary of what we discussed. I look forward to seeing you back here next time, and until then, enjoy the cloud.